Wake up.
Good morning and welcome to Morning Talk. I'm Kip Sandbeck.
I'm Valerie McKenzie at our home at the Sukhothai in Bangkok.
Now, coming up in the show today, Sai Jordan Gu.
Well, they in fact are the largest manufacturer of air conditioning units in Thailand. They also have second place in market share.
Also, we have Asia Forestry as well coming on the show today.
Asia Forestry offer you an opportunity to make money by investing in forestry.
So you plant a tree, you
Well,
pay
there are
now,
hundreds of trees planted, thousands of trees planted.
you become a part owner
You
in
become
the
a part
trees.
owner, and then you get the opportunity to take a
15
dividend at the
years
end.
later when you
Well,
sell off the
even
trees.
sooner than that. As I said at the head of the program, there are ways to invest money. Of course, there's the stock market, there's property, there's cash management funds, there's lots of areas that you think, maybe I'll consider it. Maybe you're not considering the banks at the moment because the interest rates are so low. But there's another group, and we talked about this industry about 2 or 3 years ago. We now have a company called Asia Forestry Management Company who's actually selling you the opportunity to make money out of, shall we say, wood, trees. Believe it or not, we thought we'd take the opportunity to welcome to the program the director, Mr. Andrew Steele. Hi, thanks for joining us.
Okay, pleasure.
So, this particular industry means that you plant trees, or you've got people all around Thailand planting trees, I think in 52 of the 70 odd provinces. And how do we make money on it?
Well, primarily Asia Forestry is a management company, and we manage the assets for the investor. We take client money and put it into either semi-mature trees or new growth, and then manage the asset for you. We work with a particular product, which is Agarwood. It's a protected species in CITES protected species, which means that it can only come from managed plantations.
So in other words, you can't cut the tree down?
We can cut the tree down.
You can cut the tree down, but no one else can cut the tree down?
It means CITES protection, it's a species 2 protected list, means that you cannot take it from the natural forest. We have 28 plantations in and around Trat province where we have trees that are new growth and mature, between 7 and 15 years old. It's a very unique investment because we actually have to infect the tree and then take it through the next process of distillation to produce an aromatic oil called Oudh. And that oil, as we spoke about earlier, is very, very expensive. At the prices of gold today, it's exactly the same price as the weight of gold.
Let's step back a bit, Andrew. You've got the tree, the Agarwood tree. You actually inject it with something. For what reason?
We're not using the timber for hardwood or lumber.
So you're not using it to make furniture, you're not using it...
It's used in the perfume industry, and the waste products from our processes can be used for incense. Oud is used in the Middle East by a lot of Muslim people as a welcoming aroma into your home. And because of the high value of the product and because it's so difficult to get it, it's the most sought after and most expensive perfume in the world.
Let's compare the price again to gold. What's the price?
Per litre of oil is
oil.
exactly the same price per weight as gold. At the price it is today, $1,000 and something dollars per ounce.
That's amazing.
Phenomenal. And going back to what you said, we have to infect the tree. There's only a number of companies in the world that can do this. The tree grows microclimatically in and around this region alone. But normally you can expect to see a small instance of infection naturally, which will give you a grade A oil, a higher value oil. But we've been working and developing our formula to actually achieve a 100% success rate. So our teams are on the ground drilling holes in the trees and injecting the formula.
Does this actually, other than bringing out more oil, does this affect the growth of the tree, the life of the tree?
Not at all.
Because I know that the environmentalists would have your blood if in fact that you are pulling down trees or poisoning trees or whatever it may be.
It's not the case at all. We do not actually inoculate the tree until about 6 months before we want to harvest it. And then the longer we leave the tree infected, the more the infection will take hold in the tree. So more of the wood becomes infected, and therefore more of the wood has a valuable element that we need.
From one tree, how long does it take a tree to mature that you can actually take the oil from the Agarwood tree?
Well, there's a high risk that we can kill the tree, which we don't want to do. Okay, so we wait until the trees are about 10 centimetre ground breast height before we can actually inoculate them. If we do that before that, we really do run the risk of killing our clients.
So you don't
acid,
do that?
That we don't. So we wait until the trees are about 5.5 years old, and then once we've infected them, it takes 6 months for us to be assured that the tree that has been infected and the infection has taken hold. Other than that, that's from a new growth. We actually go out and we audit plantations and we take them onto our balance sheet based upon them being the correct size. And we have numerous trees between 7 and 15 years old. It is our way of also guaranteeing the return to our investors, because we know the trees are the right size, that we can inoculate it and get the amount of oil out needed to repay the investors.
Mm. So from each tree, at say 5.5 years or whatever it is, when you can actually take the oil, how much oil do you get per tree on average?
It takes about 2 trees to get 12 cc's of oil. Okay.
So you've got to have a lot of trees. How many trees have you got planted in the country?
We've got 28 plantations ourselves and 10,000 mature trees under management. I think that the statistics show that there's a market of nearly 9 million trees in Thailand.
So 9 million trees that are able to be tapped, but there's more coming on, obviously, that you're going to be able to pull the oil from in a period of time.
Correct, and that's not just Thailand. In Cambodia, Laos, Burma, Indonesia.
All around this area.
And different locations, because of the differences in soil, will give a different aromatic smell.
So all of these oils you then take back into your manufacturing plant in Thrat, in Thailand. Now, do you actually manage that yourself?
Correct. We've just 6 months ago set up our subsidiary company, Asia Forestry Distillery. And actually we take the full tree into the factory. It's then chopped into smaller pieces and soaked, and then goes through a normal distillation process, very similar to distilling alcohol, where we heat the mixture up for a period of 10 days, and as the condensation comes off, it hits cold water and then reverts back to oil.
Everything that we always wanted to know. If we invest with you, what is the return on the investment?
If you're going into the semi-mature product, which is our AG1, it's a 2-year investment, which I believe is probably one of its kind in the world. It's a 21.4% return over 2 years. If you're going into our new growth product, it's AG2, it's a minimum of 160%. It would depend on the market price of the wood.
And that takes how long?
And it takes 6 years.
Now, I guess the downside is really natural disasters or fire or...
Correct.
That's the only downside?
The only downside that you would normally see in forestry investment would be the natural phenomena. But in Thrat province it's very humid and there's a lot of rainfall, so the risk of fire is minimalised. Except if you look in other areas of Thailand around Kanchanaburi, Kabinbury, it can be quite dry, and they do have to put fire watches on, etc. In our areas, no problem whatsoever. The tree itself has no known enemies, so it actually is quite resistant to.
Is it a softwood or a hardwood?
It's softwood.
Softwood. So, what is the minimum amount of money you can invest?
We structure investments down to $3,000 upwards.
And how do people contact you?
Through our website, asiaforestry.com. You can get all of our office details, and we have a team of 30 sales staff online ready to go.
This is a long way from the British Navy, I have to tell you, but obviously there's lots of opportunities here. Andrew, thank you very much for joining us.
Okay, appreciate it. Thank you.